Good morning. Good morning. 6.9 degrees Celsius. It is supposed to go up to 8 degrees today, so we're about 1 degree away. But that's why I want to do this today, because then the temperature's going to drop. Tonight, the temperature is supposed to go down to -5 overnight, which also means your girl needs to winterize. Sad day. It's December 1st, apparently today. Apparently today is the day. Winterizing, my least favorite thing. Should be pretty quick. After 8 years of doing this, it's a pretty easy thing now. I don't blow my lines out with an air compressor. I know a lot of people talk about that, and that's cool if that's what you want to do. I don't have one to do that with, so I just run antifreeze through my lines and pour a little down my P-traps and call it a day. Last night I had the longest shower ever because I wasn't worried about conserving any water, knowing that today would be the day I'd winterize. At the time of filming it is December 1st. I know I'm a little behind, but anyway. Like I said, tonight is going down to -5, and in a few days time it is supposed to be like -10 overnight. I can't hold off for any longer, and I know some people are going to say, well, why don't you just insulate better and run your water all year round? This is just what I do. Everybody's different. There are going to be some people who will run their water all winter and have the luxury of running their water all winter, and that's great. Good for them. I'm happy for them. But I am going to not have running water for 4 months. I just bring my water inside, collect it in a little gray water bucket, and dump it outside, and that's that. I shower elsewhere every single day for 4 months, and yeah, not ideal, but it's what I do. Been running the diesel heater, but I might get a fire going here soon. Actually, it's cooling off. So earlier today, no, actually last night I worked. Yeah, last night when I came home in the dark, I completely filled up my onboard fresh tank. And then I dumped all the rest of the water out of the tote. Just shoved this little block of wood under it to lean it forward enough to get all that water, and ice. There was ice in there out. I know a lot of people have suggested that I, insulate that water tote, build something around it, run pool noodles over the valves and the hoses and all that, but I still would need to truck water back and forth to fill this thing up at least once a month. It's tough to do that in the winter because you don't want to be transferring water in negative temperatures, and then you have to wait for an ideal day, like a nice mild day, to do it. Like I said, I just suck it up and winterize for 4 months. Of course it would be nice if these things were better insulated. Okay, shower completely emptied out. Cleaned. Do you guys remember when I cracked my tub after having it for a year? Brand new tub. That's my second bit of Flex Seal paste I put on there, and the crack has sealed up well enough. It ended up staying. I got the rest of the season out of it, so that's good at least. Disconnected my water hose to my water heater. Eco Temp, I don't know, it's spelled with 2 C's. I have had this thing for 7 years, and man, it's been one of the best purchases I could have ever made. $200 on Amazon. It is still going strong. Can't complain there at all. I am going to guess that one of these days it will probably go out on me, but to get this long out of it, I'm pretty impressed. So, cleaned the shower, cleaned the sink. I better go get rid of the water in my fresh tank now. That's going to take some time. I'll let all that drain out. I'm under the bed. Got my winterizing kit hooked up to my water pump. Flipped my little valve here, so obviously the pink stuff's going to go in through the pump and through the water lines instead of into my fresh tank. I still got a little left. I'm just going to pull this hose out and let it go down the line here a little bit. I'm going to open my tap just a little to get that out of there. There, that should help. But just like that, we're done for the next 4-ish months. I am hoping that it will be warm enough by the end of March, early April to de-winterize once again. That is my favorite part, is de-winterizing. Winterizing's super easy, but it's my least favorite part. Back to catching my hand washing and teeth brushing and face washing water in a little container. Brr. Almost minus 12. Diesel heater kicked on because my fire, it didn't go out, but it just at one point wasn't keeping up. That's what I love about having basically a thermostat for the diesel heater now. I'm trying to get this fire going good again and go back to bed because I'm exhausted, and it's 7 a.m. on my day off. It's actually been about a week since I put some of that high temperature stuff up in there, and I haven't cleaned off the trailer yet. This is all the old stuff, but there's been no creosote, no fresh stuff running down here anyway. And do you see that? Hornet's nest. Yeah, right under that collar. Bunch of hornet's nests. I just opened the catio back up because it was cold the last couple days. I had the catio door window thing shut completely. Yeah, too cold. Good morning. Got the box truck all fired up. I'm getting ready to head into Home Depot for insulation. A little over an hour away from me. Yes, there are places that are more local that has insulation, but you get the variety at the Big Orange store, so that's where we're going. Does anybody know what causes this? Aux input device? Because I'll be listening to the radio just fine, and then all of a sudden that little message pops up and the radio cuts out. And then the radio will come back on and it'll cut in and out and in and out. Done it since I got it. I don't know if it's like a wiring thing with the stereo. Something wrong there. But anyway, if you have any ideas, let me know why it would do that, because I like listening to the radio. All of a sudden it'll cut out on me while I'm belting the words to the top of my lungs, and it'll say aux input device, and then the radio will just be cut off for a while, and eventually it'll kick back on again. So if anyone has any ideas as to what the problem is there, please let me know. I think I had about a quarter of a tank of gas before I filled up, so 120.51 to fill it. Gas right now here in Nova Scotia, 136.6 per liter. That little bit of rain that we had cleaned up all the snow here. Tomorrow's gonna rain all day, so if there's any left, that'll take care of it completely. And tomorrow's supposed to be like 7 degrees, so nice and mild. Still a little ways out from Home Depot. I'm just parked here right now meeting my best friend to give her her Christmas gift and her 2 boys their Christmas gifts, and cookies that my mom and I made and we make every year for Christmas. Let me show you. I don't think she'll mind me taking the top off of her can, but yeah, these are some of the Christmas cookies. It's double layered up in here, so look delicious. Slightly tempted while I'm sitting here, but I'm not going to have any. I'm not going to have any. Also, before I leave here, I'm going to have to run into the grocery store and pee because my teeth are floating. Yow! We made it. Home Depot, baby. Okay, window's a little dirty. I made it. I'll try to park as much as I can away from people, but there's a lot of people here from what I can see, so this should be fun. Okay, insulation is picked up. It is almost 4 o'clock and I need to hit the highway and try to get home before it gets too dark, because my eyes like to go through a classic case of CSS, and that's never fun. Hard to tell on camera. Doesn't look too crazy dirty, but it got pretty dirty from the wet roads yesterday. And yeah, lots of mud kicked up. But the dirtiest place of all is back here. That just gets absolutely filthy, which I was expecting because that always happens in vehicles, but I've got to run to the gas station, fill up my jerry cans for the generator. I like to take this so I can stick it in the back here and not smell it the whole drive. And I'm also gonna probably spray this off, clean it up a little bit, at least shoot it with some water while I'm out. I'm back from my fuel run and eating. Sorry. It was initially supposed to rain all day today and be mild, and it is mild. And this is what I mean when I say the temperature here fluctuates. 8.5 degrees Celsius, 19 in here, no fire going. Yeah, it's a warm one. That is what I call balmy, which is funny because like 2 days ago on my way to work, it was -12. Today it's 8. I think I even got a wee bit of solar coming in here. 5.4, oh, it just dropped to 4 amps. All right, let's get started. I'm hoping to at least get this wall done today with what's left of today. I think it's lunchtime. We'll see how it goes though. So yesterday at Home Depot I picked up, yeah, I got a damaged one. I didn't realize. It looks like they had like ratchet straps going across this one. Didn't realize it was damaged until I got here, but only on this edge. Half of the panel is at least good. But I got the same as the ceiling insulation, obviously thicker. And when I got home last night, I put this one piece in. I had to at least get one in, right? And I did it in sections. So Home Depot definitely had a lot of different options for insulation. I'm going with this because it's kind of budget friendly and it's still going to do the job I need it to do. The pink foamular stuff, from what I know, is really great stuff. A lot of people use it in their builds. It's just really stiff, so it's hard to maneuver into the places you need it to maneuver to, whereas this stuff is like pretty bendable. The pink stuff is more clean. When you cut it, you don't get a mess, whereas this stuff, you get little styrofoam ballies. But I got my shop vac in here, so I'll have a mess to clean up, and that's okay, because this stuff was, I think, like half the price. No, I'm not trying to cheap out, but it's still an effective option, so that's what I went with. Okay, so each piece of the wall, we've got a lip here and not a lip on this side, so I have to kind of put the panels in like this and push them here on this side. Normally you could fit the insulation pieces in one piece, but I've got this here, and I'm not going to remove it. I thought about removing it just long enough to put the panels in, but I feel like it's there for structural integrity, and my luck, I'd remove it and things would shift and bend and kink and I wouldn't get it back on properly, so I'm not messing with that. I'm gonna do it in pieces, which is actually easier for me than trying to bend. It's impossible to take one of these panels and bend it in around this and also in along the side here, if any of that makes sense at all. Also, the other reason I'm doing it in pieces is because I'm not permanently installing them. I'm not sticking them to the wall or spray foaming them just yet. And the reason is I'm going, especially over here, I'm going to be putting windows in. So I'm going to want to be able to take the insulation panels out, put my windows in, and then I can cut them and fit them back in. Also, I'm going to be using a ladder rack for my solar. And rather than having it bolt down through my ceiling, I'm going to be doing it through the walls. Obviously, where they do bolt in through the wall, because it's so thin, I will have some type of support there to put the bolts through. But that is why I'm doing it in pieces, so that I can remove them as I need to, depending on where the ladder rack's going to go, depending on where my windows are going to go, which I think I have figured out, but I'm not for sure. Anyway, enough talking. Let's get started on this. Nice mild day. We won't be getting these much anymore, so I'm going to take advantage of it and get started on this. Wish me luck. See, a problem I'm having is that there's a lip over here, but there's also a lip right here. Not much of one, maybe ½ inch or less. Any gaps that I get at the end of this, I'll be filling with spray foam. The canned stuff. I'm not going to do that until it's all done and said, because once you open up a can of those and start using it, like, you're not going to get any more use of it if there's any left in the can. That's been my experience with them anyhow. And as you can see, I've got quite the gap there, so I'll be filling that in, of course. Okay, second panel is in. As you can see, I got a gap up here. I'll be filling that in. I don't want to put them in so tight that I can't take them out again is the problem I'm having. So yeah, because like I said, I'm gonna need to pop some of them out. These top pieces at least. Something I'm learning pretty quickly here is to put my uncut side against the inside of this lip, because if there's a gap, I'm not going to be able to fill it. But see, my cut side with my gaps should be over here where I can actually fill them. Oh, there's the rain. I don't know if you can hear that. A little bit. Hopefully it really doesn't come down. I'd like to just have my door open while I do this. Five panels are insulated. This one over here was interesting. The reason being, it has two lips. It's got a lip here and a lip over here. So I had to kind of like put a small piece in first, and then, yeah, anyway, that's done. That's going to be left open to access the wiring. Just keep in mind this area back here is going to be garage space. So I'm not going to go crazy with it. I think it'll be okay if that's open. It'll just be a little colder than the rest of the space. It's okay if the garage space is going to be a little drafty. I'll just put it to you that way, because I'm not shoving insulation in all those places. It's a garage, okay? Okay, so I've got these three more, well, 2.5. That's probably a foot. I'll have to measure it, but I've got these two full spaces to do, and this. I'm gonna cut the bottom piece panels out to fit up here. I'm not gonna shove them down in, because if you remember, I sometimes have water coming in and filling those up there. I'm gonna leave it open for now. A few of you mentioned drilling holes at the bottom of those, just to let any water condensation, escape if it does fill up, and that's a good idea, and I might look into doing that. My panels that I have in the wall already are up about 1 inch off the bottom anyhow. This is probably about 1/2 inch, and then once I get insulation and floor down on top of this here, it's gonna come up quite a bit. see it. And now I keep swinging this around and like denting in my insulation and busting it practically. I should probably stop doing that. Okay, this whole wall is done with the exception of these two little pieces down here. They're cut and ready to go in. It's just that this is one of those little areas that like to fill with water when it rains. I think it comes in through that wad of caulking in the corner. That's the only thing I can think of. Or the actual corner of the aluminum panel. Anyway, this one and this one does it. So I'm just not putting the panels in yet. Same thing over here. I got started on this one and left this little space open. That one leaks as well. The rest of them do not. So it's just these front corner, and for some reason, unless this one up here fills up so much it leaks in under. That's probably what it is. This one up front leaks so much it runs in over into the other one. The water's not coming in from the ceiling. I think I've said that before, but it finds its way in those two front ones for whatever reason. Yeah, I'm considering drilling holes for the water to escape. And my insulation's not right down at the bottom of these walls anyway. So if they do collect with a little water, and the water always finds its way out too, but my insulation won't be sitting right on top of it. It's up probably, I don't know, maybe an inch or so. It's cold. It's like 3 degrees now. It was 8 when I started this. Yeah, so I'm going to call it quits for today. We got one wall done. It's actually starting to look like progress is starting to happen. Kind of exciting. Like I said, these are removable. They're not permanently adhered to the wall or anything. And that the reason is because I'll be installing ladder racks over the top through the wall. So a couple of these pieces will have to come out over here for that. And then I can get started on this wall over here, but I also have 2 windows that I'll be putting in. If we manage to get more days like it was today, like 8-degree days that aren't terribly rainy or miserable, maybe I can get my windows in this winter, but I think the weather's taking a turn for the worse here soon, so I'm not too sure about that. Anyway, that's about it for me here. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. By the way, whoop! Oh, shoot! Didn't mean to slam that. I know you can't really see because it's getting dark, but I did wash all the dirt off.